those that don't know me, my name is Connie, and if you're new to my channel, I'd like to welcome you. And if you are new, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you found out about my channel, and let me know a little bit about yourself so I can start to get to know you better. Okay, I feel like I need to address this because it's something that I'm noticing as I'm filming. I can tell my lighting is off, and I do realize it has been off the last few times that I filmed in my regular filming area, and this is why I've been filming at my computer more lately. The thing is, I have been having phone issues. The phone I normally film from, it has a cracked screen. And I basically just use it for filming. And in the past, I used to use it for Wi-Fi. Well, the screen got worse and worse over time, where there was like this black thing over like ports of the screen. But I could still see the screen enough to serve its purposes for filming. And I love that camera for filming. So it got to where I couldn't get the phone to no longer work. So I started filming from another phone that I have, which is the one I'm filming from right now. And I'm really not pleased with the camera on this phone. I've tried different things, putting, lights to help with lighting. And sometimes it helps, sometimes it makes it worse, because sometimes it casts more shadows, or it just really makes me look like a ghost. But towards the end of this month, I'm going to be using my YouTube check to invest in another phone to film from. I'm going to try to get the same type that I previously had, or one that I believe will be just as good a quality. So I am working on fixing that. But anywho, let's get started on today's video. Today is all about the Yarny Goodness, like the title of this video states. First, I want to share with y'all a few yarn that I purchased for projects that I'm working on. These yarns, there's nothing really special about them, but they're yarns that I know, at least I feel like I need to have quite often with projects I make. The first one I want to share with you, I have previously shared this on a couple of lives, but I'm going to share it in a regular video this time. I've been wanting to make my first knitted sweater, and it's going to be one with beautiful cables. I will put the link for the pattern in the description box so y'all can see what this sweater's going to look like. And every time I looked at this pattern, I envisioned it in pink. I thought pink would be the perfect color for this sweater. So the yarn that I decided to go with is Lion's brand Pound of Love. And I just took this out of the packaging, and it kind of shifted the label over. But isn't this a pretty shade of pink? At least for those of y'all that are pink lovers. And let me see what the colorway is. It's actually called pastel pink, the color. But yeah, this will become a knitted sweater, my very first. And I did purchase another skein of it. So between the two, I have enough yarn to make that project. The other type of yarn I had to purchase was because, well, one, I needed me some more black yarn. I was working on scrap yarn when it came to anything with black. So I got 3 skeins of these. And I also needed this color for both beanies that GrannyDee asked me to make for her. And I needed some more of this color just in general. So I purchased some of the Red Heart Super Saver Spring Green yarn. Because I love this yarn like at Christmas time. It looks like Grinch green. But I also needed it for one of her projects. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the black yarn that I got, I need my readers again. Y'all, I'm still adjusting to having to use and wear reading glasses. So just bear with me on that. All right, this is Mainstays Anti-Pill acrylic yarn. It's a 4 medium yarn. And the color is black. All right, so now I'm going to share with you. This is one of the beanies that I'm working on for GrannyDee. It's my knitted alien beanie design. So that's the progress of it. Oops. And I know it looks all scrunched up. And I'm about to get into that. And this is a teaching moment. I had misplaced my 5.5 millimeter knitting needles. And those are the ones that I mostly use for the body on my knitted colorwork beanies and some other beanie projects too. Good news is, in order to film for my regular filming section today, I had to get my filming table cleaned. I had too much craft stuff on it, so I had to find my filming table. And I was like, you know what? I need to find those knitting needles. And I did. But anyway, back to the main purpose here. So, in the meanwhile, I had ordered another 5.5 millimeter circular knitting needle. And I thought I got the right size that I needed when it comes to the cord. And I wanted the short needles because I prefer short needles. And look, this is a short needle. You see how tiny it is? I prefer these when it comes to making beanies, where they're short. But these, I think, are shorter than my set of interchangeable needles because very tiny. So I don't really have a lot of room to work with here. Which these aren't things that affect the actual sizing of the hat. The hat is still going to be an adult beanie, and it should, fit properly as long as I got everything correct with my tension. But even that is something I'm working on improving with color work. Because the inside, what goes on in the inside really matters with color work. If you pull your floats too tight, it bunches it up. Also, you're prone to having the yarns you're carrying show through. So these are things I'm working on improving for myself. And honestly, I feel like GrannyDee's beanie here looks way better than whenever I knitted this up when I designed the pattern. And one thing I've learned along the way with designing patterns is to open the body more up, because all that stuff on the inside that you're carrying bulks up the inside, which makes it tight on your head or it don't fit. And don't worry, guys, it will be coming where I really get detailed, in explaining things on color work. Because at some point, I do want to do a color work knitting series. Kind of like how I'm about to begin the beginner one. And it may be after the beginner one. I just kind of have to play things by ear. But it is coming sometime in the future. So I just wanted to point those things out. And now that I found my needles when I work on this beanie this evening, I'm going to transfer it over to them. And I think I'm going to try to use these when I do the decreases. Because I really don't like using 5 double-pointed needles to do the decreases. And a smaller knitting needle, a circular one, is another method of doing decreases. So, one last teaching moment before I move on. All right, you may notice these little purple things on my needles. Those are called end caps. You'll see them looking differently. I got these in the mail yesterday. And I will be talking about this more in a future video coming up, probably by the end of this week, I think. And I have some other things that I got to share with y'all with this order that I had placed. But with knitting, you have what's called drop stitches, which basically means this stitch falls off your needle and then it starts unworking itself and it just continues to go down. Drop stitches are no fun in knitting. I do not like them. They are the enemy. So I always encourage use end caps. You will save yourself a headache. And usually, too, I recommend pushing your stitches back further on the hook. You see what I'm doing right here? It's further down. Because the thing is, I know the end caps I typically use tend to pop off. And if they pop off, there goes your stitches if they're too close to that end. But what I'm finding with these new end caps that I got, they're tight. Look. I gotta really do like that to get them to come off. So these are really good quality end caps. So be on the lookout for the video I'm going to be doing in a few days, where I get into more details about these end caps and where you can get them from. All right, moving on. I would say it was at least a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I got a message on Facebook Messenger from one of my friends that she moved away recently, but she still has a lot of family in the town that I live in. So periodically she still comes to town. And she told me when she was, here visiting for the holidays, she would stop by and drop off this Annie's kit that she had. Because it was something she had purchased, never got around to making it. And she felt like I would be the perfect person to pass them on to, and that I would get good use out of it. And that is so, so, so true. So this is what the pattern looks like that you're supposed to do with the kit. I'm going to take things in a different direction, which I'm about to explain. And there must have been about 20 of these little packages like this in this big box. Because when I saw the box, I was just like, wow. I mean, my jaw just dropped. And that's what some of the yarn looks inside of them. It's the Premier I always say this word wrong. I think it's pronounced pilling. I think that's how it's pronounced. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, y'all. And here's some of the others in a different kit. And this is just a beautiful colorway. And most of y'all know I have been wanting to do more when it comes to wearables. My issue tends to be when I purchase yarn, I usually purchase the amount of yarn that I need for projects about the size of a poncho, or not a poncho, a shawl or smaller. So if I purchase cake yarn, I have 3 cakes of it. I don't usually have enough that's going to make a garment. And I'm not a teeny tiny person, so I need a little more yarn when it comes to wearables. I'm working on that though. But anyway, or when it comes to colorways, I do have different color yarns, in solid colors and stuff that you can find beautiful colorways with. But even still, a lot of times, I don't have enough yarn in each different colorway. So that was a challenge that I face. And now when I purchase yarn, I need to work on getting enough yarn so I can start making more of these wearables that I want to make. And I believe the yarn in these kits would make a perfect cardigan, vest. Well, that's if I decide to use it for crochet. And if I do something knitted, I think it would be beautiful in a knitted sweater. I haven't figured out which pattern I'm actually going to go with. Some of that depends on the yardage of the yarn, because I still need to verify that I have enough what I need to make things work with the pattern. Because if you're using different color yarns, you need enough of that color. But I have a lot of patterns in mind. So that is something I hope to work on, hopefully this year. It might fall into next year. But I was so excited to get this from Delana. And Delana, if you're watching, I don't know if you ever check out my channel. Thank you so very much. And another thing, too, if I have yarn left over after I make a wearable, beautiful yarn for some beanies, I could see some bod beanies there, or even some other patterns I've fallen in love with that I really want to make. Ooh, I love bod beanies. GrannyDee has so many amazing patterns. But back to the topic. All right, so the next thing I want to share about, this is from a giveaway that I won on Laura, with Laura's Yarn Talk, one of her live giveaway events. I believe it was for her podiversary, but it may have been for something else. And I won this prize from, let's see, it was from Michelle J. And she has a channel. It's called Michelle J, the Crocheting Dog Mom. I will put the link in the description box. Go check out her channel. Tell her Connie sent you over. All right. So this envelope, when I received it, was jam-packed. I had to be oh so careful when I cut open the envelope. Hence, this label falling off. But I don't think I damaged the yarn any. But I am noticing that I may have accidentally, but I can work with it. That's what the magic knot's for. And this is what the yarn looks like. It's white yarn. Yeah, the colorway is white. It's from Red Heart, and it's the Red Heart with Love. That's the type of yarn it is. It's a 4-weight yarn. And if you're like me, you use a lot of white 4-weight yarn. So this is so useful. The other thing that she sent my way, this is also Red Heart with Love. And the colorway is boysenberry. And look how beautiful. And I'm really hoping that everything shows up better true to color when the video's uploading. Because whenever I go to edit this video, I will try to work with some settings when it comes to editing to improve the lighting on this video. But I so see a crochet beanie in its future. More than likely, a bod beanie. All right. And then she sent me 2 skeins of this Baby Bee Sweet Delight Airplane. And the color is Airplane. Okay, that was the color Airplane. Sorry. And this is a 3 light weighted yarn. And my first thought when I pulled the first skein out was a knitted beanie, because I have been doing some knitted beanies in lighter weight yarns, and I've been loving that. I wish I had the one I'm working on around me. But it's basically like, it looks kind of like a knitted headband with the cables for the brim. And then the body's more plain, but it's a very more delicate looking hat. And I really love that style. So that was my first thinking when I saw this yarn. But then when I discovered there were 2, I was like, that's more yarn. What should I do? So I'm seeking out to y'all. Do y'all have ideas of something I can make with this yarn? And I may still make the beanie that I was thinking, maybe a scarf to go with it. But yeah, let me know in the comments if y'all have any ideas. So I think that covers everything here. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I do have some things that I am adding to my ending that I tend to say. I think they are inspiring words, and I hope these words help to inspire, encourage you. And it's going to take me a little while to get used to saying all this, so I'm sure especially on my lives, I'm going to fumble. The good thing with filming like this, editing, I can refill. So let's get into it. I hope everyone has a fabulous Yarny day. Be the light, and always remember, be the best sparkly you that you can be. And be cool, be kind. Bye. Yes, I got it.